Hello everybody and welcome back to the GameShow Global Esports Cup. For people that have been tuning into China, welcome back from your very short break. For people that are just tuning in for C and possibly EU, welcome. We're here with Kappa123 versus Acion Arena today. And again, as usual, just the exact same format. Best of 2 round robin series. Both teams are going to be competing for points. Now, before we jump into the action, let's take a look and see where these teams are currently on the leaderboard, or the point board really. Let's pop it open here. And we're going to be looking at group... Dun dun da. Okay, where is this group here? I've found it! Okay, so these teams are sitting in Group B, and for Kappa123 as well as Acion Arena, unfortunately for both of these two teams, they're not really doing that well. We've got Kappa that's played 5 games, so this is going to be their final game of the brackets, whereas for Acion Arena, they can play one more game after this to try and get points. Kappa has 4 points. They have unfortunately lost 3 of their 5 matches, gotten 1 draw and 1 win. So they're sitting on 4, second to last, unfortunately behind Mineski. Whereas for Acion Arena, they played 4 games and they have lost all 4 games, unfortunately. So I think for Acion Arena here, they want to try and get at least a win so they do get some points on the board. If not, then you're not really going to be looking too good in your current form. So we'll see if Acion Arena can pull out a win. Whereas for Kappa, I think at this point they could aim for a 2-0 if they can. Otherwise, a 1-1 will be most ideal. If they get 2-0 though, I would honestly be a little bit surprised. So with the odds there, guys, if you are betting your Bugattis on Kappa, they feel like they might be safe. But then again, you know, things could happen. It's Dota, it's C. We have YOLOs over here. It's inevitable. So here we go. Right into the drafts for both teams. We've got Darkseer and Slaughter here for Kappa123. Already a little bit of synergy here with the Darkseer Ion Shell onto a Slaughter. Whereas for Acion Arena, first 2 picks was Dazzle and Spirit Breaker. So effectively the 2 supports, an aggressive Spirit Breaker, aka aggressive support, partnered up with a defensive support, the Dazzle. So Acion Arena, they're keeping their options open. Kappa goes for a Wind Ranger, so this is also going to finalize their mid lane right off the bat for them, and also synergizes very well with the Slaughter just because of the amplified damage. So it looks like for Kappa, their draft is well-rounded. They've pretty much got all their cores at this point, and they're only going to be looking for their supports after these 3 picks, whereas for Acion Arena, their second 2 picks, or their second phase of picks, is going to be an Ember Spirit and a Clockwork. Now this Clockwork, he will have a relatively decent time up against the Slaughter, the Wind Ranger, and the Darkseer and Kappa123, but I don't really feel like he's going to have too much of an impact this game. For Acion Arena, the initiation is going to be great. For Acion Arena, the thing is though, there's not too much synergy with this Clockwork and anything on the side of Acion Arena's draft. They don't have any supports that have spells to land inside the cogs. Ember Spirit can, but it's a sleight of fist unless you get maybe like a 2 to 3 man hookshot. Ember Spirit's not really the best hero to pair it with a Clockwork. So for Acion Arena, they're going to have to go for a final pick that's going to benefit from the Clockwork pick. Just a hero that's able to throw things into the hookshot, into cogs combo, and hopefully finish someone off for relatively quickly. Whereas for Kappa, they pick up one of their supports, the Winter Wyvern, the one and only. And this hero pick, now, if you take a look at Acion Arena, and you guys are probably thinking the exact same thing that I am, it's melee galore so far. It's Clockwork, it's Ember Spirit, it's Spirit Breaker. There's a lot of heroes that are going to be short ranged, and there is going to be a chance that the Wyvern could get a particularly nice curse off. Ideally, it'll be on all 3 melee heroes, but if it's on 2, then as long as Kappa can burst them down, it's looking pretty good. So if I compare the draft so far, I definitely would be favoring Kappa's draft over Acion Arena so far. This final pick might change it for me though, but it depends on what this final hero is going to be. Kappa bans the Invoker. Now, for people that haven't really been tuning into the Southeast Asian area, Invoker has not really been successful. So for Kappa to ban that hero out, it's kind of questionable. Maybe they scrimmed together, who knows, but there could be reasons behind the Invoker ban. Maybe they just don't want to deal with a Exhort Invoker Meatball and Sunstrikes and all. So that could be a reason as to why they don't want to deal with the Invoker. Now this hero is a hero that I like for Acion Arena. Lina can be moving into the mid role, it seems. She will benefit from a Clockwork as well as a Spirit Breaker initiation, and Lina, although she does a lot of damage herself, I'm not too sure if she's going to be able to compensate for the fact that her team is going to be lacking some damage early on. Because Ember Spirit typically was going to be farming for maybe the first 20 minutes to get his items. Spirit Breaker doesn't really do too much damage in himself. Dazzle is just going to be doing Dazzle things. Clockwork, not an offlane that does damage. So for Action Arena, putting a lot of pressure onto this Lina to really perform, whereas this final pick here for Kappa123 is going to be the Doom, a hero that managed to survive through the entire draft phase of the game, and Kappa's going to be able to pick this up for themselves. Now, my question is, what kind of a Doom are we going to be seeing? And if it's really Miguel that's going to be playing the Doom, then this is going to be a safe lane farming Doom. And this might be a support Slardar that we're seeing this game. I've seen some teams shifting Slardar over into the support role. He does fine, as long as he manages to somehow accumulate farm. Whether it's going to be through assist gold, whether it is going to be from actually farming the lane or getting kills, we don't know as of yet. So for Miguel to be holding onto the Doom so far, it's a small indicator as to what we could be seeing. It's kind of like the EE Doom that we saw at Nanyang. So you might be seeing that sort of a style coming out from Kappa123. Whereas for Action Arena, I already said what is the issue with their draft. They need to come online as soon as possible. And this Lina has got a lot under her belt, or pretty much a lot of pressure from her team to really perform. So we'll see if Lina's going to be able to do it. Whereas for Kappa123, their draft much more well-rounded, lots of synergy. Their draft makes sense. You look at this draft and you know what they want. They want late game potential. They have lockdown. They have scaling damage. You look at Action Arena, they've got survivability in a Dazzle. They have some aggression, potential with the Clockwork and the Spirit Breaker. But unfortunately, between those two, the damage isn't really there as the game goes on. Lina's the scaling damage, Ember Spirit's the scaling damage. So depending on whether or not Action Arena wants this to be a 20-minute AFK farming Ember, or if it's going to be a participating Ember, it'll be purely dependent on how he does in his lane. So for the moment, let's do a quick team introductions, because you might see some action happening on the map very, very soon. Kappa123 playing on the Dire side, Ponlo handling our Slardar this game. We've got Bless handling the Darkseer, Vitamin Light handling the Wind Ranger, D-Thanks 2710 on our Winter Wyvern, and lastly, on our Doom, we have Miguel handling our devilishly handsome hero. Finally, on Action 123, on Action Arena on the Radiant side for today, you've got Keys away on the Clockwork, Kendall playing on our Spirit Breaker in towards the top rune section. We've got Silly Scooter Girl playing on our Lina. Who is this behind him? It is C++ or CC+, very average student on our Dazzle. And finally, we got Change the Game on our Ember Spirit. Must be quite bored with Dota already if he wants to change the game already. So for the moment, we're going to have the Battle of the Runes. Not really going to be too climactic though, as we've got mostly Radiant heroes for the top rune. Down bottom, yeah, Ember Spirit could try to contest this, but if he goes anywhere down there, he might get caught out. And even with a Wind Ranger and a Wyvern, even though he doesn't die, he could potentially just get... he could just lose a lot of HP. So he's thinking about going in, and the backstab is going to be coming in. So Ponlo, he's there. Got a Crush available. Ion Shell is there as well. So a little bit of damage. Charges there. Crush does connect, and they're going to try and slow down this Ember Spirit and that Shackle. It will land, but it's got a very short duration. It looks like they will be able to finish him off in time, as Ponlo's there with the blocks, and they do get the Ember Spirit kill. So first blood going in favor of Kappa123 right off the bat. Ember Spirit, unfortunate that he didn't really know those heroes were there, but that's what happens when you don't have vision. Sometimes you take risks and you hope they pay off, and other times you take risks and they obviously don't give you anything in return. This is the Dota 2 economy. You gamble with your life. I guess it's called Dota 2 Monopoly, really. You step on the wrong tiles, you have to pay someone else's taxes, aka you die. So this bottom lane, now this is a very, very cute combo actually coming out from Kappa123. So Slardar and Darkseer, this is pretty much... Oh, charge into the mid lane, looks like Skittle taking a little bit of damage. But the Slardar and Darkseer lane down bottom, it's essentially the Slardar taking the place of the Spirit Breaker. Like normally you'd see Spirit Breaker being in that role. Really nice Shackle Shot by Vitamin Light to cancel Kendall's charge. But yeah, as I was saying, Ponlo taking a bit of a, not really poor man Spirit Breaker. This is like a really rich man Spirit Breaker, because Slardar needs much more farm than a Spirit Breaker, but he does the exact same thing. Like, he's going to be there to harass, he's tanky, he's able to chase heroes down, and this gives space to the Darkseer. But the thing is, though, Ponlo has to make sure he doesn't die first. So Surge is going to be there, he'll be able to get out, and But what they're currently doing right now, they're delaying this Ember Spirits farm. That's the major thing in this dual lane coming out from Kappa123. Just delay the farm of the Ember Spirit for as long as possible. Get the Darkseer up, even get Pomno a little bit of farm. Maybe even get some kills in the process, and really get this lane on the ball. Whereas for Action Arena, God, I keep calling them Action123. What is wrong with me? But for them, they need to just get as much farm as they can on this Ember Spirit. And with what's currently happening, Pomno is just completely harassing out the Dazzle, who's trying to run away. No bashes on Slaughter because he hasn't skilled it up, so Ember Spirit will have to come in. No, it's a Darkseer coming in. Iron Shell's there, Crush as well, and poor Dazzle unable to outrun a fish. And now, change the game. Might want to change the game soon, but might get jumped on as of yet. We do have Kendall coming in from the backside. No charge. He has a Orb of Venom, no boots though. So there's a lot of opportunities for Kappa123 to get out, or potentially even turn it onto the Spirit Breaker. They have Crush mana, they're going to pop it. That was exactly enough mana. Vacuum's there as well, and Kendall's going to go down. Chain's not going to be quite enough to really keep him in place. Now Change the Game really wants to change the game. I think at this point he just wants to quit. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to back out as you are in a game, and you cannot leave once you play this game. And unfortunately, Scooter Girl might go down. LSA does connect. They will pop a charge onto the Wind Ranger to have vision, but Power Shot's there. Finishes her off in time. And our Spirit Breaker, he's angry. He wants to avenge his ally. Will he get there in time though? There's a Wyvern there, so he could potentially come in with the heal. Does he have the heal? No, he doesn't. So one more hit from the Spirit Breaker is enough. He actually gets kited a little bit. It was out of range, but he does get caught out, taking quite a bit of damage. But can the Wyvern do it? His base damage is pretty abysmal. Looks like Kendall might be able to get out of here, unless there's a creep nearby. He will get hit once, unless he's actually being chased by the one hit. He loses a lot of HP, down to 20. Now it depends if Doom decides to come down. He won't go down there, but the Wyvern is going to continue on chasing, hoping that the Spirit Breaker will poke his head out. But instead, Clockwork sees the Wyvern, and so does the Wyvern. And unfortunately, there is no Arctic Burn, so he's stuck here with the Clockwork. And the charge is going to be there as well, so our Spirit Breaker... Oh, my actually died of creeps! Oh no, that's not what you wanted. So the idea behind that was nice. It gives you vision of the Wyvern if it did try to Arctic Burn over the hill, but you lose your life in the process to neutrals. Still not great, but what can you do? Pomno there with the rotation is going to help the Vitamin Light finish off that Lina as well. Oh, Ginger versus Ginger, guys. To get to stay away from these two women. But it looks like for the moment though, Kappa123 is going to be maintaining most of the momentum for this game. They've got all the lanes under control. They're getting more kills under their belt, and unfortunately for Action Arena, they're not really getting the farm that they need. This Ember Spirit's only up to 5 CS in this bottom lane. 5 CS! So it looks like they're going to try and deal with Bless right now, but can Kendall really do it? It's just a Spirit Breaker. No charge, no bashes, unfortunately, and because you're running at Dazzle, he's really not the best support when it comes to trying to go for these ganks. But Scooter Girl gets the LSA, but here comes Pomno again. Another Crush, Power Shot, couple of hits, and Scooter Girl is dead again. And Lina stuck at level 5, whereas the Wind Ranger has hit that level 6 mark, so already at a level advantage. And for Action Arena, what do they do with their lanes? They can't move Clockwork because he needs to stay in this lane to hit that level 6. The supports on Action Arena, they're okay at ganking, but it's not amazing. It's just a Spirit Breaker coming in with a charge. They don't have the best secondary support for extra disable, and I think Pomno is going to be coming in with the shenanigans again. So again, onto this Ember Spirit. Chains does not connect. RNG was not with him today, and he just gets completely finished off. Pomno there with the right clicks, and Bless will be charged. It's just the Spirit Breaker. I'm not too sure if he should have shown his face there. They will back up. They're going to drop an item. I don't know what that was. I guess it was just the Tranquil Boots. But they will chase after Kendall. Crush is there, fortifying the town. Pomno just kind of sticking around. Kendall will charge out in the meantime. Mid lane though, Vitamin Light. Wind running out of there. Should not get chased down by these heroes. And the division's there. Shackle Shot lands onto 2. We'll try and finish him up with right click. So, Hook Shot completely whiffs. No, that's not what you want. But the Wyvern's here. Kendall, you have made a grave error. He goes down. Pomno coming into the mid lane. Dazzle dies in the meantime as well. And Scooter Girl again crushed in the face. Vitamin Light with the full launch Power Shot. And now, can they get any return kills? The heal is going to be there from the Wyvern. Does it actually keep Pomno alive though? He's losing a lot of HP. They're going to try and share the battery. Oh, the battery assault. They shared it. Such a good place from Kappa. They also got the shackle as well. Clockwork was so close to getting the kills. It's going to keep on chasing Vitamin Light, but without any spells to catch them. It's just not there. And I think he might die here. There's no power shot. Although the charge is going to be going into the Winter Wyvern. Won't be expecting this though, so here it comes. One more hit, and that's Kendall getting a kill for himself. They even popped the flare as well to secure the kill, but here comes Bless with an invisibility rune that's be sitting onto Kendall's tail now. Pops a vacuum, although it looks like he might lose his life. Shackle connects onto 2 again. Vitamin Light getting the shackles. Can they kill Kendall? They will get him off in the meantime, but they lose their Slaughter, they lose their Darkseer, and now Action Arena wants them revenge, but without anything like a hook shot, it could get very difficult. Oh, 1 second available. Can they find it? They get the hook shot finally. The return kills are going in favor of Action Arena, but only by a small margin. What they do get in the meantime though is Ember Spirit is able to get a little bit of CS in this lane, but the Doom, exact same scenario in the top lane, is getting so close to his Hand of Midas. What a bloodbath for 7 minutes into the game. That's more than 2 kills per minute. It was absolutely awesome. Could we continue on going like this? I would love to cast the game if it just keeps going on like this, but Kendall will go for a charge onto Miguel, will connect, but he's just going to run away at this point. Doesn't really have to commit onto the Doom as he is by himself. But Bless back into this bottom lane, whereas mid lane, Scooter Girl, focus fires there. Going to try and go for a quick juke though, around the trees, bottling up as well as the one charges. Laguna actually finishes off the Wind Ranger. Good plays by the leader to go for those nice little jukes. And Wyvern not really there, unfortunately, to really help out. No curse. A Splinter Blast would not have really been able to help as there were no creeps nearby when their jukes were happening. So, for Kappa, slowly losing their lead, and here comes Kendall. Wants to try and get some revenge, but can he really do that much versus a Wyvern? He could potentially just cold embrace himself under the tower, and then Kendall wouldn't be able to do anything. So Kendall backs off, brings the entire creep wave with him. Does push the Radiance creep wave forward, but not really enough. And Ponlo back into the middle lane. He wants some more action. He's ready. He's sprinted. Although, unfortunately, can he find anything? He'll just go after the illusion, it seems. So far, we're getting closer and closer to the 10-minute mark, and we've had quite an interesting game so far. If we take a look at the graphs for what we've had for the moment, Kappa123 had a bit of a lead. They had a kill advantage for quite a while this game. They did lose a little bit of it because of those couple of bad fights, but they're still in a decent position for the moment. Still slight lead. It's only 8 minutes into the game, so this is a respectable respectable lead by all means. It's not poor, it's not shoddy, it's not slight. The game could really change, honestly, just depending on how these teams play out. And yeah, Ember Spirit's gonna be so careful. We're gonna have to have a Remnant ready. He does have one in the tree line. We'll get chased out by Pom though. Kendall's coming in. They're just slowly chasing him out. And look at all the reinforcements. A Kendall comes in. Bless is going to surge himself out. Pomlo still has the sprint, so he's moving pretty quickly himself. But Doom comes in. Then here comes Kendall. The slow's there, and the rest of the team wants to pursue this angry cow. He's going to be a very sad one in a moment. We'll go down. Hookshot's there. Only connects onto Bless, though, so the cogs won't really fully commit onto everybody. And oh, there's actually a Doom popped already by Miguel. It's been onto CCC, our Dazzle, so he's not there with the Grave. Ember Spirit goes down. Was not even able to get the Remnant off, and this Doom, very, very nice play to look for that Dazzle to potentially kill him off. But Scooter Girl, you do not want to be here, Scooter Girl. And gets spotted out by Vitamin Light. There is a Laguna though onto the Slaughter, but is it going to be completely worth it? Shackles there, keeps him stunned for a little bit longer, but the LSA is going to keep Kappa in place for a little bit as well. Vitamin Light looking for the opportunity. Dragon Slave slowly whittling these heroes out, whittling them down, slowing. Power shot, one more hit. Vitamin Light just has to find it. He will get the Lena in the meantime, and now Kendall gonna be punished. I have no idea how that connected onto the creep and not the trees, but what's done is done. They also get an extra T-bone stake on top of their kills, and now they're gonna have to deal with an Ember Spirit who's trying to go after Bless, but looks like the heals might keep him alive for just enough. He does get healed up, does survive, and now change the game. Unfortunately, just gonna have to go back to Fountain where his key's away. I think he should go away right now, unless he wants to give his life away. Gonna be pursued. Here's a Clockwork, here's a hookshot, gonna have to hookshot to the creeps. Gets shackled in the meantime though, but he does get out safely. No blink on Kappa123, so they cannot fully chase down that Clockwork. So all in all, very good 10 moments for Kappa123, only to lose a support in the process to get a Lena, Ember Spirit, as well as a Spirit Breaker. So the early games were really not looking too good for Action, as they were supposed to be the ones to have that early game aggression, to have Scooter Girl be that early game throw. Is going to try and chase after the Doom, but Doom's not really the best one to chase LSA there, and well as Cogs. Palmer gets stunned out, will only crush one hero, aka that Clockwork. Doesn't get Scooter Girl. Laguna's there, does not finish off the Doom, unfortunately. Shards won't continue, or they won't latch, but there's the slow from the Wyvern. They want to kill off this Wind Ranger, or actually that's Alina. Never mind, Power Shot's there. Still alive there because of the Grave. Going to throw out a Dragon Slave. The heal's going to be there as well. Vitamin Light hanging around as well as Pon though. LSA does connect her. Dragon Slave, they're just going to finish up with Remnant. And I think our Winter Wyvern does not want to be here. Amplify damage put onto a lot of heroes, but Candle gets cancelled halfway through the charge. The wall's been deployed as well. But the vacuum has already been used, unfortunately, so 2 heroes are dead for Kappa123, and they need to back off right now. But Schooner Girl is going to get a free hero. One more right click. Oh, just kicks out with the Urn Charge, and now Bless is being chased up, and Cogs by the Clockwork as well, pushed onto the low ground. Not where you want to be, but has to go for a quick surge. Out pops the wand, and he should be able to get out of here, unless he gets spotted somehow. They will continue on chasing, and now there's the Vision. They're going to commit completely onto this Dark Serum. Look at the sandwich. 2 heroes from the north. Well, actually, there's 4 heroes, 5 heroes from the north. Could potentially get a kill. Not quite, unfortunately, but Kappa123, they lose a lot of heroes, but the commitment for Action Arena is there. So as these fights are happening, they're forcing a lot of attention from Action, which is slowing down their farm, but considering the position that they are in right now, they're getting a decent amount of gold from this, like a sizable amount per hero. It's roughly 500 to 700 per hero that's there. That's every single one. And Alina goes down to Ponlo. Does not want that to happen, but unfortunately things do happen. Sometimes you get crushed, sometimes you get hit with a shackle, sometimes you just get slowed. But Alina looks like her weakness is going to be a little bit of ice, as this Wyvern has been a pain in the butt for Alina so far. So as the game progresses, we can take a look at net worth in a moment. Let's take a look at items. Charge into the top lane. Not really going to commit here. Although Vitamin Light will spot Candle out. Doesn't want to chase. No, there's the shackle. Does land, and Doom straight onto the Dazzle to make sure there's no shallow graves. They're going to try and split their attention. Wind Ranger, can she finish off Candle? Blinks forward with the item. Wind Run's there. Won't take that much damage. Urn is there. Crush did not connect by Pom. They actually got cancelled halfway through. The Crush is there. Connecting onto Keys away. Laguna in the meantime does finish off the Wind Ranger. 2 heroes ended for Action Arena. Does Kappa continue on? Oh, they actually lost 2 heroes now. Now Magul's stuck in place. He is also crushed and stunned and dies. But there's the wall. It will take the Clockwork down. 3 heroes dead so far. Dazzle's to come online very soon, but Scooter Girl being chased down by Pom. Their Crush completely whiffs, and Bless is still here. And he will melt in the meantime, but change the game. Oh, being chased down by 2 heroes. You don't want to be in this situation. Crushed, bashed, dead. And we are now sitting on a score of more kills than I actually anticipated. We're up to 40 kills, 14 minutes into the game. This is glorious. And Kendall wants in on a bit of action, but do you really want to go into a slaughter? He is going to commit Urn as well. There's no Nether Strike, but the Bashes are there. Crush as well. Vacuum keeps him in place though, and Bless wants to save his teammate's life, but the Urn ticks him out. Bless does get the return kill on the Spirit Breaker, and just TPs out right under the tower. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. No one's going to chase him down. So all in all, I think the action is finally is over. I don't want to say it's over because then I might jinx it and it may never come back again, but let's take a look at what the graphs say about these fights. Look at this. We are underwater. We are going through caverns and caves and dips and everything. Underwater dunes, coral reefs. This is glorious. But the game is still in favor of Kappa123 for the moment. They are still maintaining a lot of the aggression. Doom is spotted out by Scooter Girl, but he blinks out in time. He knew this was coming. Net worth as well, 15 minutes in. Top 3 cores on Kappa123 are leading, followed by Clock and Lena. And look at the position of this Ember Spirit. Change the Game, unfortunately, has really struggled with this game. He has gotten a couple of kills, but ideally, as an Ember Spirit, you want a lot more farm than this. And poor Vitamin Light will be chased down by a Mad Cow, but the Wind Run is going to be there. Nether Strike keeps him in place, though. There's the Laguna Blade. Nope, not even. Just goes for LSA, and all of a sudden, Kappa. They're going to lose Miguel here. Doesn't even get the Doom off as he just gets Laguna to death. So there's the Laguna. 2 heroes dead for Kappa, and Action Arena get a nice turn of events, and they actually get some heroes down. So I think for Kappa getting a little bit too overconfident, spreading too much of their attention all over the map and not really sticking around. Because as you know, you take a look at the way that Action's been playing, they're consistently staying around as a unit. They know that they don't have the best individual team fight. They know they have a relatively good team fight. So why should they ever separate and give those opportunities to Kappa? They also have really good single target pick-off, but unfortunately the damage isn't quite there. Lots of Blink Tag has been picked up. But for Action Arena, yeah, their team fight is probably the only thing they really have going for them, because as you have seen, Kappa does go for some of these overextensions. But as the game goes, they're going to start accumulating items, and maybe this is what puts them back into the game. Looks like keys away can be the target here. Although, are they really going to change? Alright, they're going to change around. So bottom instead, they're going to try and chase after, change the name. Doom is off. Doesn't actually get the stun. Charge will be connecting onto our Doom eventually, but change the game. Just juking as much as possible. We'll go down the process, so Iron Shell eats them alive. In the meantime, though, Roche is being taken by Ponle and Vitamin Light. Spirit Breaker was charging, changes his mind and thinks, okay, not the best decision. Lina, in the meantime, dies in the mid lane, by the way. Did not see how that happened. It doesn't really tell me what happened either, so thank you, game, for not giving me too much information, but that is fine because we are looking at the obvious here. Roche is being taken. Does Kappa have their mech? They do, so have their sustain, and unfortunately for Action Arena, they're in the top lane. They do have vision of this Roche, but it looks like they just don't really feel confident enough competing in that Roche. But there's a Darkseer wall, there's a Wyvern's Curse, there's a potential of the Slala getting a multi-hero crush. So for Action Arena, fighting in a small spot like that would have been a little bit too scary, but here comes the Spirit Breaker. He wants Ponle, might actually get punished here, and oh no, Kendall. No, Kendall, not like that. Oh, bad Kendall. Back to the corner with you, and he's gonna have to spend about 35 seconds in the fountain thinking about what he did and possibly correcting it in the future. Change the game. I think he may have seen the Doom here, so not gonna be too comfortable. Slaughter gets Lina, by the way. Did not see that in the middle lane. Right here, rest in pieces, gravestone for Lina. And Kappa123 gonna be moving into that mid lane, whereas down bottom, looks like Doom tried to fight against the Ember, and unfortunately looks like he is gonna perish unless the crush is there. Not quite in time, but Ponle should be able to get the kill and to change the name. Nope. Remnant's back there, but he's still being spotted, and Ponle just gonna sprint after him. Gonna try and go for another Remnant, but with a crush, that's not going to be enough to save the Ember Spirit. Charged by our Spirit Breaker. He won't really be able to commit, whereas in the mid lane, Vitamin Light going to try and jump onto C, but unfortunately the Clockwork's here with the Haste Rune. So for Vitamin Light, he's going to have to try and contest this. Nope, not even going to bother because there is the Blade Mail mechanism by Bless. Will keep him alive for a little bit longer. Does Vitamin Light turn though? No, he doesn't. They're going to back up. A little bit too worried about where these heroes could be, but the Shackle's there. Connects only onto the Darkseer, onto the Dazzle, sorry, and Kendall can be slowed down. Do they commit? Do they have Shackle? They don't have Shackle for 4 seconds, but the vacuum's there. Look at the Kendall's damage. He will try and go for a commitment, but can they finish anything off in time? Graver's there. Wall deployed. Scooter Girl will go through the wall, and they're going to have to detect that something's here. They know someone's there. Wind Ranger does get the Spirit Breaker's head in the meantime. We'll run away from a Dazzle. And the backside, Lina gets a kill onto the Slaughter with the Laguna Blade. Going to try and fend off these heroes by themselves, but unfortunately won't be there, whereas D thinks he is going to completely melt to Lina as well as a Clockwork. So Wind Ranger does get the kill onto the Dazzle, but here comes Vitamin Light. Shackle won't connect, but here comes a very angry Doom. Wind Ranger did go down, but that was with the Aegis. Doom has been deployed on the Ember Spirit, so changed the game, is going to have to back out completely, whereas Doom, as well as Wind Ranger, wants to try and go into Scooter Girl, but with no detection, it's not quite there. And Hookshot missed. No, that's not what you wanted. Now they see the Lina. Oh, he hung around for a little bit too long. Shadowblade duration ended. The charge is there, but the power shot's going to clip her right in the backside. And in the mid lane, is there another charge? Nope, thinking about it. Nope, Kendall's still charging. Who is he charging onto though? It was Doom, but he just cancels halfway through. So as the game is going, 3 for 3 trade. Lina, Dazzle, Spirit Breaker for a Wind Ranger, Slaughter, and Wyvern. Keep in mind that Wind Ranger died with the Aegis, so Wind Ranger really didn't lose anything with that death. So it was effectively just a 2 for 3 trade there. So for Kappa, honestly for them, going to be super happy with how the game is currently going. Still maintaining their lead. Still having a couple of shaky fights, but they haven't lost everything as of yet. For them, they're still in a relatively good position for the moment. There is a chance though they could potentially lose this, but let's be honest. For Action Arena to come back, they're going to need the Ember Spirit to have a lot more farm than this. He's still sitting 4th from the bottom. So the Ember Spirit, unfortunately, is not really in a very good spot, whereas the rest of his team, they can try to make space for him, but they need the Ember Spirit to participate in see. That's not a tree, that's a Doom. Blinks forward, stuns, shackles, power shots. Yeah, there's just there's no reason for Doom to really survive. And Ember Spirit just sees a Slaughter coming in and goes straight back to the Remnant, whereas Kendall, I think Kendall's just always been at the wrong place at the wrong time. He will back out safely, though, as the rest of Kappa123 going to continue on pushing down this bottom lane, the safe lane, the really only lane that Ember Spirit feels comfortable farming. If he goes up top, there's just too many opportunities for Kappa to jump him. So we almost have the Ags finished up on the Clockwork, surprisingly enough, but Then again, though, take a look at his contribution. 5-2-9. He's always been in a lot of the fights, but he has to. That's his job. He has to be there to initiate, to disrupt, to be annoying, to chase heroes down. Whereas, are we going to see a potential backstab here for Kappa? Slayer, they see Darkseer, so charges there, Nether Strike as well. LSA will completely whiff, but Pomne's there with the crush. The combos are not there for action. Lena's dead. And all of a sudden, another fat T-bone steak on the plate here for Kappa123. They're going to be really, really full of food after this game, because they're just being fed cow after cow. Hook shots there, though. It's only up to Pomno. He will go for his blade mail. Pomno doesn't really want to hit him at this point, but once it runs out, that's when your Slardar can go completely ham. Grave is going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but unfortunately, he will eventually die. Does not even get the hook shot to land onto anything, so he's not going to get out. Neither is the Dazzle, as he stuck around for a little bit too long. Ember Spirit down in the bottom lane. He's still there. He's still farming. He knows if he tries to help the team, it could get picked off. So he's still going to play quite hit and run for the moment. Doesn't want to participate in any of the fights. Just very scared that he could get doomed up. And Miguel's been quite good with the dooms. He's always focusing down either the Dazzle or the Ember Spirit. And the game's just going to get harder from now on, because Action Arena, they're losing map control, they're falling behind in terms of items, there's BKBs, there's blinks, there's going to be a charge, but oh, Kendall gets hit with the shackle. Then there comes the combos. Oh god, there's just no reason for Kendall or this Ember Spirit to survive. So the one time he tries to help the team, it just doesn't work out, and all of a sudden Lena melts. Yeah, rest in peace, Dazzle. You can grave yourself, but if you're going to be kept in place, yeah, there's just no reason for Dazzle to live. Rest in pieces, little Dazzle. Even Bless. He got blessed by Bless. Oh, goodness. And Hookshot does land. Do you really want to jump in there, Clockwork? I really don't. He gets a kill. He gets a kill. 929 gold. But does Kappa finish him off? They're going to be doing a little bit of damage here, but they're going to commit now. When Blade Mail's not there, this Clockwork really isn't anything. So he gets a cheeky little kill, but the Rax is already going to go down pre-25 minutes. This is super early. And without the Ember Spirit or the Lena to really be in their game for the moment, they're just not going to have enough to continuously push out the lanes. Pomno gets connected, and Keys as well. They're two buybacks. Definitely paying off so far. They're going to get an extra kill as well on the Wyvern. Miguel hanging around, but Vitamin Light, he gets the Aegis, and he gets the Raxus, and Miguel is just going to blink out. Popped his BKB, he's absolutely fine. They get 3 kills. Or essentially 2. Lena might get another one though. This can make it a little bit more worth it. A little bit sweeter. LSA, Laguna, Dragon Slave has already been used, and they get a nice kill onto the Lena. Monster kill. And I think Scooter Girl has almost finished the axe. It's getting pretty close. 1.7. Yeah, he just needs 2 more components. So he needs 800 for, well, 200 for the 3rd. And then after that another 1k for the 4th components. But Action Arena still lose their axe. That's the major thing. And that's also a melee Rax as well. So the creeps are going to be hitting harder, they're going to be tankier, and it's always going to force someone on the side of Action to consistently stay back and deal with them. And normally for Ember Spirits this is fine, because you know he typically wants to be the one farming away, but 24 minutes in, nowhere near a battle for you're going to have to go for a Manta style, it seems, or at least cheap cost efficient items. I feel like it's going to be definitely a Manta style this game, but it's just not been the game for the Ember. He's just never had any time to really come back into the game. Like, his net worth now has dropped by 1 level. He is 3rd from the bottom. He used to be 4th. He's being demoted stage by stage. And Ponley is going to be charged up. Lena coming in with the Shadow Blade. They will go for a slow onto Kendall, but looks like our poor Wyvern may be caught up. But the Crush connects onto both Dust as well. They see Kendall and Lena. Oh, that's not what you wanted. Beautiful reaction timing coming out from Kappa. So the Greed, unfortunately, is going to punish Action. They just wanted 1 kill. Just 1 kill. If you kill them after the 1 kill, then it's fine. But if you kill them both and they get nothing, then it just puts more salt onto the wound. Just keep rubbing it in. Just keep rubbing it in, Kappa. It is absolutely fine. Doom, it gets the Ember Spirit. Oh goodness. That was with the Doom as well. There's just no chance for Action Arena to get this Ember Spirit online ever. He gets promoted back to the 4th lowest, but still not the best position to be in. Palmer gets a crush only onto 1 though, but they're gonna focus down the tower, it seems, with Vitamin Light. He's got the focus fire with the Ags buff as well, so he's gonna have consistent uptime on that focus fire. Whereas for Action Arena, still waiting for the Lena for 10 seconds. Without the Lena, there's just no kill potential in Action Arena. They can They can rely on Clockwork and Spirit Breaker for a little bit, but as the game gets later and later, it's just going to become impossible. So Candle Charge cancels it in the meantime, but Shackle lands onto the 2 on the backside. Dazzle first, Candle next, keys away, go home. You are drunk, my friend. And Action Arena gets just clobbered again. And even the Lina just came out of the base for a slight stroll. If you can't go for a stroll in your own base, you know things are up. Ember Spirit will show his face, although I don't really think he wants to. GG has been called, by the way. So already Kappa123 going to secure their first win in this best of 2 series. They're looking very strong with the way that they've been playing, completely dictating the flow of the game. Whereas for Action Arena, they really never got their footing on. They never took any objectives. They never had the chance. The Ember Spirit never had a chance to come online. He needed way too much farm. So see if Action Arena are able to come back in the second game. Whereas for Kappa123, look at them very good. If they just keep going like this, they should get an easy 2-0. Guys, my name has been Danilee. I've been your solo English caster for this first best of 2 of the others that are going to be eventually coming up after this. If you like my casting or if you want to give me feedback, go over to my Twitter page at DanileeCast, top right hand corner for spelling. Give me feedback, give me anything. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes for the second game between Action Arena versus Kappa123. Stick around and I'll be with you shortly.